Spoiler warning for all Life is Strange media. On the 20th of October 2015, Episode 5 Polarized of Life is Strange was released, with the remaster releasing 8 years after the original on the 1st of February 2022. Documented from the mid-2010s, the original Life is Strange choice statistics sat at 47% of players deciding to sacrifice Arcadia Bay, opposed by 53% of players deciding to sacrifice Chloe. As a date of recording, the remaster of Life is Strange has choice statistics currently sitting at 55% sacrificing Arcadia Bay and 45% sacrificing Chloe. Most people would say, oh, an 8% difference, what's the issue? But I think there's something much deeper than just 8%. The same game, 2 releases, 2 different times, 2 different contexts. Something changed, and I don't think it was just by 8%. I think it completely flipped. So, coming up on 10 years of the release of the original game, let's talk about how Life is Strange matured. Don't get me wrong, there were so many aspects of the game like the AAE and the appropriation of Native American symbolism, myths, and legends that didn't age so well.
You got hella cash.
Oh, that's your spirit animal.
Not to mention the game being made by French people. In 2015, little old Year 6 me had only Let's Players to watch Life is Strange.
Perfect.
To the person I was watching at the time, they made it to the very end of the game with choosing to sacrifice Arcadia Bay. To say 11-year-old me was appalled and disgusted would be an understatement. How could they? It is an entire town of people, hundreds of people you spend the entire game interacting with. You're helping them, saving them, and this storm is our fault. Why would we save our best friend only to have a whole town wiped off the West Coast? Since then, Life is Strange has heavily expanded its media, universe, and timelines. Before the Storm, The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, Life is Strange 2, True Colors, Double Exposure, and a very slow releasing comic book. Exploring the very complex tragedies of life, the family we choose and that we keep, the sacrifices we make, the truths we find, and the storms that we create. These stories completely recontextualize the characters we thought we knew. In Before the Storm, we found Rachel Amber not the perfect and content person as described, but the illusion of it. Rachel in actuality is flawed, selfish, and a manipulative person. But the comics show and almost imply that she might be a product of her environment. In Timeline where she escapes with Chloe to LA, she's happy, she's kind, and she is flawed, but not destructively. The Chloe that we know as angry, distrusting, confused, haunted by her past, betrayed and abandoned by the people close to her, is transformed by trusting the love again and finding her purpose. Max Caulfield, who starts out insecure and uninterested in the people around her, ends both the game and comic book series more compassionate and confident, with agency over her life and the burden of the power that holds you responsible for the actions of nature and people. In Life is Strange 2, Sean and Daniel get to escape to a new life, or face the consequences of an accident. In True Colors, Alex gets the choice to leave a new town she found home in, exploring the country with a new sense of direction, or to stay and further develop the town and its community. In Life is Strange 1, you have the choice to save Chloe or save the town. They obey. A consequence of her first action of saving Chloe, creating a ripple effect. Chaos theory.
Look at what my powers have caused in just a short time.
The butterfly effect that led to the storm. The storm. In 2022, I, for the first time, played Life is Strange 1 myself through the remaster. 18 years old now, finished high school, and with more experience in life. And I noticed something. I created this theory, in which I might be the first, about the nature of the storm. It's Rachel. Obviously, we knew that. Rachel dying is what causes a storm, evidenced by the storm still existing in a timeline where Chloe is paralyzed. There is no chaos theory. It doesn't exist. Rachel was kidnapped, she was murdered, and her powers manifested after death as the storm that wipes out Arcadia Bay, the town she hated. Rachel's revenge. Max takes no responsibility. Sure, she can stop the storm, but she didn't create it. She could morally and ethically save Chloe and not be responsible for Rachel's destruction. But that isn't the full story. Rachel has been missing for a while. and could have been killed at any point before episode 1. But when was she murdered? And why does this shift in the climate only manifest when Max first uses her powers? In episode 1, where Max and Chloe walk up to the lighthouse, we see a doe in the background, an alive doe. But all the other appearances, the doe is a ghost, not even able to be photographed. I feel so strongly about this theory, I'm almost hesitant to include this, because it doesn't feel like a theory. It just feels like the intention of Don't Nod, and potentially something else everyone figured out, except me. Nonetheless, I think we see in-game when Rachel dies, and it happens right now. Rachel's grave isn't grass, it's dirt. After the snow, all the does we see are ghosts, the same ghosts that guides Max. Nathan's picture of Rachel's body is taken at night, and the end of episode 1 is at sunset. And the most damning evidence is in the ending where we sacrifice Chloe. Nathan is arrested. I believe that Nathan, drugged up on power, fear, his family image, and the desire to be like Jefferson, after Max intervening, goes to photograph Rachel and overdoses her. And she dies. She's buried, and then the snow, and then the storm.
Who knows? This could be Rachel's revenge. Our revenge.
Maybe not the same scale of butterfly effect that we thought, but in the end, Max intervening with Chloe's death causes the storm. Not a justice of nature for meddling with time travel, just a series of tragic events. And to think whether players knew this or not, I imagine they felt it and saw it, making the choice to save Arcadia. In also the same way, I imagine the players felt and saw Chloe and the nature of her misfortune, allowing the storm to pass through. With this whole theory, I speculated Don't Nod was implying a correct choice in sacrificing Chloe, as our actions directly led to the storm. But then again, we didn't make the storm. We didn't kill Rachel. Nathan and Jefferson did. And we are not responsible for her death or others' actions, even with the power to change them. This idea is something the comics actually explores in depth. The choice where Chloe was saved, and the responsibility of Max and what happened to Arcadia is never questioned. Instead, they mourn, they rebuild, they live, and they still pick up the pieces. But they know the storm wasn't their fault. For a game that was so fundamentally self-contained as a narrative, never requiring a sequel, the comic does a respectable job having a purpose of existing, and showing us Max and Chloe after the storm. Though some assume, myself past included, that Don't Nod and Deck 9 lent heavily towards the choice of sacrificing Chloe in their games, the addition of the comics give weight and importance to both aftermaths and both choices equally, telling us sacrificing Arcadia Bay wasn't a tragedy of our responsibility. So, why did the percentages change? Simply, we, the players, matured. I'm not certain the entirety of the player base switched and flipped their choices from the original to the remastered version, but I am positive it was more than just 8%. I don't believe it was just curiosity. 8 years is a long time, a lot of life to experience, and a lot of Life is Strange media. The original game, now the fully realized vision of the encompassing narrative. On my playthrough of the remaster, at episode 5, I got to the final decision. The final choice that all those years ago the Let's Players made wrong. That wouldn't be me. I would get up to the lighthouse, I would listen to Chloe, and I would choose to save Arcadia Bay. The same choice I would have made back in 2015 if I was playing myself.
Maybe you've just been delaying my real destiny. Look at how many times I've almost died or actually died around you. Look at what's happened in Arcadia Bay ever since you first saved me. I know I've been selfish, but for once, I think I should accept my fate. Our fate, Chloe. Max, you finally came back to me this week, and you did nothing but show me your love and friendship. You made me smile and laugh like I haven't done in years. Wherever I end up after this, in whatever reality, all those moments between us were real, and they'll always be ours. No matter what you choose, I know you'll make the right decision.
Chloe, I can't make this choice.
No, Max. You're the only one who can.
I was ready to make that final choice, and then I hesitated. Everything I knew what was just and right, and all those people I would save, I stopped, and I questioned it. Ultimately, I made the same choice I knew I was going to make at the start of episode
Max,
1, to save the town.
it's time.
The characters in the world was absorbing me. I was having fun, enjoying their company. It wasn't just about a number of people, but who those people are. I made the same choice I would have made back in 2015, but for a different reason. It had changed. I had changed. Oh god, this video is more procrastination than organization, but it's done. I've planned this since 2021 and it's just taken that amount of time to get around to it. But I'm glad it's done. I'm happy with it. Made it something life is about, and how life is maturing and changing, and that life is new perspectives, and that really life is weird.